What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont economic realtor. Hope you're doing well. The December stats are out for my housing market here up in the northwestern Vermont region of the country. It's the December stats, so we get to look at the year-end data as well, which I think is very interesting. And let's get right into it. So, looking at the monthly snapshot here, we can see new listings, single family homes down 26%, townhomes down 29%. As we've been discussing on this channel for some time now, listings and inventory, as you can see right below, it's down 5% for single family homes, down 22% for townhomes and condos. Nothing's really changed there. Inventory is still very tight. Looking at the median sales price, I found this very interesting. Look at the single family home data there in this orange box on the right side. Single family homes down 3.4% year over year, which is something that we haven't seen in a long time. That year over year decline in median sales price, even if it's just for 1 month, that's something that hasn't happened in a while. Now townhomes are still up. Townhomes are up 12.9% there to 355. This is something that we've talked about on this channel as well, where the affordability of townhomes and condos is better than single family homes. Single family homes are less affordable now with these higher interest rates, the high prices. Condos tend to sell for a little bit of a lower price, and as people, with higher interest rates, less people can afford the single family homes, and they decide to go to condos. But let's take a deeper look into the median sales price, because there's some very interesting data that I want to point out. So this right here, the median sales price, this is just a more in-depth look at this metric. You have the graph down at the bottom there. So we can see here, November 2022, the median sales price was $436 for single-family homes, and then December 2022, the most recent month, $386. Excuse me. So dropped 50,000 there, roughly about $50,000 in the median sales price. Now that month-over-month change isn't something that isn't completely unique. It's something that we've seen before. If we look at right at the top of the screen here, January 2022, single family homes were at 395. February, they dropped 45,000 to 350. So that month over month change is something that we saw last year. And if you look at the graph, you see that, towards the right side, that big decrease, and then it shoots right back up in March to 419. Now, something that's unique this year is look at the year-to-date data. And this is really good because this is the December data. So this is for all of 2022 in the northwestern Vermont region for all homes that have sold. The single-family home year-to-date median home price is $427,250, which is higher than the median sales price in the month of December, right? Now that is something that we haven't seen over the past 2 years here. 2021, the median sales price for the entire year was $385. If we look at the month of December, it was $400. Same thing with 2020. Median sales price $332. In the month of December, the median sales price was $350. So, what this is telling me, what I see when I look at this data is the price, where homes are right now. Homes were selling for a higher price earlier in the year than they are right now. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the data as we move into January and February here to see if that stays consistent. But when you look at years past, when the median sales price of December is higher than what the average median sales price was for the entire year, to me that says that homes were selling for, most likely what's happening is homes sold for, homes increased over the year, right? In January, they sold for a lower amount, and then now that those 12 months have passed, in December, they're selling for a higher amount, and the average of that is lower than that December number. But that's not what's going on here. They, as we just mentioned, the home price in December is lower than that year-to-date median home price. by a pretty significant amount. So, it's going to be interesting to see the data as it progresses in January and February here. Um, you know, February is going to be an interesting month because of that 350 number. So we could see 386 in February and it'd still be a positive year over year number, although it might be trending down comparatively in relative terms. What I think is going on, and this is from subjective experience, is a lot of the buyers that I'm working with right now, we've talked about this many times on the channel, is that the move up buyer and that upper middle class buyer isn't there right now, or at least there's less people in that market than there were at the beginning of the year. As interest rates are higher and inventory is low, people aren't selling their first home and moving into a bigger home, and less people can afford homes in that six, seven, $800,000 price range, are forced to purchase homes around more, closer to the median at the 500, maybe $300,000 price range if you're lucky enough to find a home in that range. And there's less people in that mid range. Now, me personally, I still have a lot of buyers above that upper middle class price range in the million plus range. I still have a bunch of people actively looking. The people that are more established, have money, are my buyers personally are a little bit older. They've made their money in life and they're not. A lot of them are cash buyers. They're not looking to purchase, and they're less affected by the higher interest rates, which is why they're still here in the market. But so that's what I have to say about the median sales price. Let's take a look at some of this other data. Average sales price is also trending downward. If we look at similar story, average. So the difference between average and median, which I'm sure most of you folks know, but just in case, the average is the mean, right? They add up all the homes, divide it by the number of homes sold, and you take that number, and that's the average price of the home. Where the median, half of all homes were sold above that $386,000 number, half of all homes were sold below that $386,000 number. So the average is more. The average can skew in either direction. If you have a home that sells for $10,000, that's going to pull the prices down. Whereas if you have a home that sells for $12,000, I mean, sorry, not 12,000, $12 million, that is going to pull the average sales price way up because that's a big outlier in the data. So what we're seeing here is, again, a significant decrease in the average sales price, dropped 9% year over year, which, again, what I think is happening is that there's less homes being sold in that $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 range, which is bringing the average sales price down. There's less homes, up there that are going to contribute to this average number. More homes are being sold closer to the mean. In my opinion, I still think homes are being sold in that $1,000,000+ range, but it's really that move up buyer that's taking the biggest hit. So let's keep going down here. Okay, percentage of original list price received. This is also very interesting. If we look at the single family homes, 98.5%. Okay, more sellers are starting to take offers under asking, which isn't something that is surprising to most people. I mean, basically anybody who's read any headline has talked about this shift in the housing market, and we are seeing it here in Vermont. Again, back to the point that I'm making, there are homes that are still priced accurately, are still getting multiple offers. People are still getting full price, especially around that median price point in that $400,000 to $500,000 range. There are homes are still very hot. There's still a lot of buyers are out there around that price point, but homes above that in the upper middle class range are sitting for a little bit longer. And as you can see by the data here, more homes are being sold for under list price compared to even back in May here. If we look at the data on the right, 106% over list price. which is very, very unusual. If we look at this historical chart down below that goes back to 2005, we can see even as prices were basically continuing to rise slowly during the period after the great financial crisis here in 2008 on the left side of the chart. But this right here is the 100% line of list price. So although the median sales price was increasing, basically for that 12-year period up until 2021, it was still the norm to offer under list price. And although prices were increasing, sellers were consistently taking offers under list price for a long period of time until 2021, and that all went out the window. Even in 2020 here, if we look to the right side, prices, it was increasing. Sellers were accepting offers closer to list price, but for the entire year, the average was to accept an offer under list price, even though prices were going crazy. And if any of you folks were in the housing market or purchased a home in 2020, you know how competitive it was back then. Of course, we know now that it got more competitive in the years to come. So I'm going to leave this link down in the description for you folks. There's a bunch of great charts here. We see the housing affordability index still at a historic low. Back in 2008, 2009, it floated around 100, where right here we are sitting at 95. So up a little bit as rates have started to come down from their peak at around 7.5%. They've come down even further if you watch my latest video from where they were even a month ago. So this affordability number, is really just, they take a look at the median income, they take a look at where interest rates are, and they take a look at the median home price. So obviously the median home price dropped in December and interest rates dropped, which means even if there was no change in median income, homes are more affordable for the average home buyer than they were in months past. So trending in a positive direction. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this video up now that we're approaching 13 minutes here. Let me know what you guys think. I'll likely do more. I'll likely do another video with further analysis on this data and talk more about my thoughts about where the market's heading. The biggest thing to watch, I think, is going to be that trend of the median home price. That the fact that it is lower than the year-to-date number, and we are at the end of the year, in my mind, signifies that we're probably likely to see that median home price float around that, that $390,000 number, maybe even go a little bit lower. But I certainly don't think it's going to explode higher than that in the months to come. But we'll see here. It certainly seems like the trend is down. So anyway, Liam O'Reilly, Vermont Economic Realtor. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the description. All my contact information is listed below. If you are looking for somebody to help you sell or purchase your home here in Vermont, I would be happy to help you. If you live in another state and would like me to find you a great realtor to help you buy or sell your home, I would be happy to do so. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.